Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wallstreet. Look, I'm excited to talk about the truth, right? I mean, can we just make a commitment? Can we just make a commitment? Just always speak the truth. Like there's stuff on the left side, the right side, there's wars, there's so much disinformation about what anti-Semitism is versus America first. Look, America doesn't have one color. Actually, it does, and that is green, military green, because we're fighting for the American Constitution, foreign and domestic enemies involved. And that is my commitment as a son born in a military home in North Carolina. My allegiance is always going to be America first. Doesn't matter what Netanyahu says, America first is America dead.
I understand America first. I don't understand America dead.
No, that is manipulation. Because you want, in my opinion, to possibly bomb America and blame it on Iran so we can join forces with you and fight your wars. I think we've all kind of understand that the conspiracy theories are actually running out because they're becoming true. And so we are sick and tired of manipulation. Modern Israel is not the biblical Israel. I think we understand that. And just because scriptures say that we must stand with Israel, does that really mean that we're going to stand with the government? Or does that really mean that Israel of God we stand with? Because let me tell you, I stand for the biblical Israel, which we don't see today. And I don't really think that the modern Israel is the current Israel or the Israel that God speaks of. And I'm not here to curse Israel because the Bible does make it clear you curse Israel, you'll be cursed. I get that. But that doesn't mean we have to fight their wars. That doesn't mean we have to waste American tax dollars. We can still keep the cross first and America first. Doesn't mean we blindly support them. They're one of the most corrupt countries, pedophilic countries in the world. And so what I'm saying is that we need to really focus on your retirement. We need to focus on you. Now is more important, more than ever, to have an understanding that with all these distractions, that is at the cusp right now, that we have to protect our principle. Whether you're a fan of the Schofield Bible or you're a fan of the ESV Bible, we have to understand that we cannot curse Israel. We have to pray for our enemies. Jesus himself was killed by the Jews and obviously the Romans. He's on the cross. Literally on the cross, dying after getting whipped. Lord knows how many times. Physically a savage. There's no man in history that could ever endure that pain. Climbs Calvary with the old rugged cross. Gets speared, urinated on, spat on, mocked on by the Jewish leaders. And with all that being said, he said, Father, forgive them for they not know what they do. And I really believe that's what we need to be focusing on. It's not pointing the finger at them or pointing the finger at anyone. We need to be focusing on what Jesus did on that cross. And he said, forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do. So what I want to say, actually, I want to share the scripture real quick before we get started about talking about how this all ties in with the financial markets. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, a void not in the truth, but because there is no truth in him, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Jesus basically was speaking to the Jewish religious leaders, like the Pharisees probably, who were challenging his identity and authority. And basically that conversation escalates as they claim to be the children of Abraham and even God himself. But Jesus exposes the true spiritual state. And so it goes on and it breaks down this this commentary I'm reading. Basically says that ye of your father, it's not biological by any means, and is speaking literal descent from spiritual alignment. And that father equals influence in Hebrew thought. Being someone's child often meant sharing in their nature or behavior. So your behavior shows your true influence of who you are. The lust of your father you would do. They're carrying out the desires of the devil, things like deceit, pride, hatred, and murder. And he was a murderer from the beginning, the Bible quotes of what Jesus said. That refers back to Genesis, to Satan's role in the fall of Adam and Eve, Genesis 3, which led to the death entering the world. And obviously we understand that Cain murder of Abel, which was inspired by pure evil. And later in that scripture, it says, abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Satan rejected the truth from the beginning. Lie and deception are a part of very nature of Satan. When he speaketh in a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Satan is is the originator of all lies, and all deception ultimately traces back to him. So the application, what I want to say is, all this basically means is that Jesus teaches us the outward religiously doesn't mean a connection to God. Just because you wear a funny hat does not mean you are closer to God. And your spiritual identity is shown by your behavior. Doesn't mean a true connection to God either. But there's truth versus lies, and there's love versus hate, and humility versus pride. And basically reminds us that truth matters deeply to God. It really matters to God. And the truth is that Jesus got crucified by all the enemies that wanted him dead. Like imagine getting beat up. Imagine seeing Jesus right in front of you, and you're just a normal spectator, bystander, and you see this massive, disgusting torture going on, and you're with your children, and your culture says, "Hey, he's going to die. Like, he's being charged for blasphemy." And so you see him go, and his skin is ripping off his back from all the whips. They spat on him. They punched him. They just brutally disarmed him, disowned him, just trampled all over him. And now he's got to carry this cross. He literally is sitting in a pool of blood of his own blood. You have to cross over him to get to hell. Deny him. You literally have to jump over him. Deny him that he is not the Messiah. And you get a straight ticket to hell. Essentially, this is what Judaism is all about. They don't believe he is the Messiah. And so he is literally referencing in this scripture that, the Pharisees are the father of all lies. John 8:44. Read it for yourself. And this doesn't mean that we have to hate them. We got to show love, right? We still have to show love. It's one of the hardest things. Love your neighbor. It's one of the hardest verses to understand. I've said that since day one, man. Like, that is a very, very tough verse. Doesn't mean we have to go to war for them. Doesn't mean we have to agree with everything they're doing. And I think there's a huge misconception there. And if you look up the origination of the Scofield Bible, which pretty much every church reads, the King James Version, we are now subject to indoctrination of who actually wrote the Scofield-based Bibles in the Protestant church. So I wanted to talk about that because I know it has nothing to do with finances, but I also want to break it down that it has everything to do with finances. And it's not a secret that the social credit score is what they want, guys. Like, the mark of the beast is not going to be the vaccine. It wasn't the jab. It is literally going to be a mindset that you're going to get so programmed, you don't even know that you have a mark of the beast. The truth of the matter is, the whole aim of this journey that we're on is to make sure your name is written in the book of life. Now, how do you do that? Well, you say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. I'm a failure. I've done all my sins, yada, yada, yada. I need you in my heart because I cannot live this lifestyle without you because you are my Messiah. You are the one and only. And I need you in my life. I need for you to forgive me for my sins because I am a worshiper of you forever. And I accept you in my heart. Control me, Jesus. Give me a new mindset, renewing of the mind. And actually live it, guys. And your name will be written in the book of life. Like the money is easy. I could show you how to make money in the next war. I could show you how to protect your money. That's so easy. Like it really is. It's not that complicated. You got a little bit of yellow money, you got some green money, and maybe you flirt with some crazy speculative red money, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, whether it's options trading, whatever. But you understand that red money is volatile. We want to protect our money, guys. We want to protect our money. More so our money, we got to protect our faith. We got to protect our identity. Our identity is in Christ. Our identity is not in our neighbor or the next luxury brand or what other people's opinion think about us at work or church or home or in athletics. Our identity is founded in the biblical principles that he called us to be more than conquerors, that we are supposed to be the head and not the tail, that his God's promises says that I am your authority and literally says, I have you in the palm of my hands. I have plans for you, plans not to harm you, but to prosper you. We need to recite these affirmations and bring it into our heart. Go through the Romans road to salvation. Ask for forgiveness. Have a conversation with God every day and ask him, God, why am I here? What do you want me to know? Why am I here? What do you want me to know? What can I do to increase you and less of me? Show me something that I do not know. Like close your eyes, go into a deep, quiet space, whether it's in the woods, I highly recommend the woods, and just straight up ask Jesus, like, hey, God, like I need you in my life. Why am I designed? Why did you create me? And you'll find out if you take your primal question that I've been talking about the past 2 weeks, and I'll have a link here below of what is your primal question. Your whole life literally has been based on this one question. Like everything from your job to your kids to the spouse you pick to the colors that you wear to the jewelry you wear to everything has been based on your primal question and your wanting, am I loved? To answer, am I loved? Am I secure? Am I safe? Am I successful? Am I worthy? Like, I don't know your primal questions, but there's 7 of them, and we all have an answer. And our whole life has been shaped and formed to answer this one question, whether it's good or bad or sideways. This one particular question has ran your belief on why you are at currently. Look at your bank account. Look at your health. Look at your home. Look at your children. Look at your circumstances. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it goes back to your primal question. You can unpack it and take responsibility, but many people don't want to do that deep work. And I highly encourage it. I highly encourage that you find out what your purpose is. Because we're going to go to the war. It's biblical. It's biblical. We're going to go to war. Jerusalem will get blown up and rebuilt. There is so much stuff going on. Like biblical prophecy is happening as we speak. And I'm not scared. I am not scared about what is about to come. What are you doing today to prevent another 08 in your portfolio, to prevent another 01? Has your advisor reached out? Does he understand the markets? Does he trade the market? Does he think like you do? Does he have the same ideologies that you do? Are you on the same page spiritually, financially? This is a huge, huge opportunity for a transformation in your portfolio. But more importantly, you don't have to become victim of a high volatility that is coming into fruition right now. If you're currently retired and you don't know what to do and you want a second opinion, all you have to do is click the link below. I want to help you. You're a faith-based retirement planner, and we want to help you secure your retirement. Have a blessed day. So as we get back into looking at the charts, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of opportunity for the markets. You know, we got a lot of phone calls lately, like, "Hey, Carlos, what do you think about the Iran and Israel deal? Like, what can we do? What can we do to take advantage of what's about to happen?" And it's interesting because most people have an advisor and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to buy the QQQ funds. We're going to buy the mutual funds. We're going to just kind of stay in it for the long haul." And that just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. Like, clients are tired of hearing the long haul. We have mutual funds. "Oh, well, the Franklin Income Fund's been out since 1948, and one of the mains, the main money manager, Charles Johnson, has been out forever, and it's never missed a dividend since 1948. It's paid a monthly dividend over 5.5%. Like, that's good and dandy, but we're tired of it, man. We're tired of it. We're tired of hearing it. And that doesn't work anymore. So, war's coming. I know what you guys are thinking. Like, what I got to do? Like, is a stock market collapsing? The Fed is not lowering interest rates. They met up this week, as you guys know, and no change. So my TMF is looking terrible. But we got to be patient. You guys know that. They were supposed to lower interest rates 3 times. Now we probably won't even get one. So the scam Fed basically has a committee of like 17 people, and 8 of the 17 feel that there is no need to actually lower rates this year. So it's a mixed bucket. I think that they're just kind of waiting for the war to see what Trump's going to do with the tariffs and the war, and then make a decision. Meanwhile, Americans can't even afford the cost of living. I went to Whole Foods recently. My kids love fresh orange juice. The only place I can find fresh squeezed orange juice, like where the machine does it right in front of you, is in Whole Foods. And it's $20 a half gallon. No joke. $20. Like, we were drinking it out of shot glasses. I'm like, we're not drinking this like water, guys. We're going to like preserve this as much as we can. And long story short, the inflation is not down to 2.5. It's actually going up to 3.1. So they want inflation to be cool. They want to see a higher unemployment rate. And the reports are saying that the employment numbers are strong. They're not lowering interest rates, is what I'm getting at. And it's terrible because what Powell is looking at is the macro level. Like, you and I, we want affordability on a gas pump. We want affordability in food consumption. Even for the ladies out there that love chocolate, cocoa has gone through the roof. If you've noticed, chocolate has exponentially gone up. And so when we look at consumer staples, the CPI, the numbers just came out, it does not include petroleum and food. And particularly in Social Security, like when they make cost of a living adjustment, it just doesn't work. They take it out of the equation to basically determine the fact of how much they're going to pay you when it comes to Social Security. This is why we say that your Social Security won't even keep up with inflation. It's not enough. And that is very, very true. Not even talking about the end of Social Security by 2030. That's a whole nother podcast I don't really want to get into right now. I just want to make sure you guys are ready for the war if it happens, World War III if it happens. And what are you doing with your retirement right now? My clients, they're going to be fine. What happens if the dollar crashes? What happens if they lower interest rates? You know, if they lower interest rates, which everybody wants, the consumer wants it, And Trump wants it too, supposedly. But what it actually is going to do, it's going to lower the yields for our foreign investors. They're going to pull all of our bonds. They're going to sell them like hotcakes. Bonds crashes again. Equities will go up. And they'll take all the billions, if not trillions of dollars to another country where they can get more yield. So our dollar weakens, the foreign currencies strengthen. Now they have the power going to the negotiation table. So it is not only that, not only is the interest rates bad, but our bond markets will just, they will, I mean, they already got smacked 28%. We will see another massive crash in the bond market. Yield curve has never normalized. We still have problems with the yield curve. We have a commercial real estate crisis. Now we're on the brink of World War III. Got a lot of distractions, guys. A lot of distractions. And yes, so if you lower interest rates, the businesses, obviously the businesses will be able to do more, which is great. But there is a downside to it. And that downside is that foreign investors. So who is Powell keeping in mind? Is it the foreign investor, or is it truly the American citizen? Is it the American home? Is it the economy? Because I like what Trump said. He basically said, if you got to raise interest rates, raise it. But at the end of the day, we need to bring jobs back. We need a better, we need better growth, domestic product. And right now we're at a negative GDP. And I told you, once those inflation numbers come out, that negative GDP report comes out, then we're going to see a massive crap fest in the market. We just need another quarter of GDP and we're a full-blown recession, like technically speaking. And they've tried, like the Biden administration has tried to change the definition of what a recession is, which is pretty funny. They couldn't even remember what a woman was, let alone what a recession is. So I expect them to crash the markets if it's war-based, if it's inflation-based, if it's the Fed rate, soft landing, hard landing. Is basically imminent, guys. Like, we have a very, very, very high probable of a market crash. We've seen it already in real estate and commercial side. It is affecting the residential as well. So we got a question the other day, and that question was, Carlos, should I sell my home and buy a new home somewhere else? And I thought that was a great question, because you're probably sitting on a 4 or 5, maybe even less, 2% mortgage, fixed 3 or 4% mortgage, whatever it is, fixed 30-year mortgage. And you're going to go buy a home and now get it at 7.5, 7.1, wherever the interest rates are at right now. Plus, even though real estate has come down 20, 30%, particularly here in Florida, it doesn't make financial sense. But what I'm telling all you is that moving, when it comes to your home, don't look at it as a financial investment. That's actually one of the worst attitudes and mindsets you could have. Because if you're constantly worrying about the home value of your home, and that's where you live, that's where your kids go to school, that's where you go to church, it's where you make memories. And if you need to move closer to your grandchildren and get a 7% mortgage, or you want to wait 3 or 4 years and then move when home prices come back up and interest rates go low and you don't get the home that you want, guys, there's some things that you should not look at doesn't make financial sense. That is second. Your family comes first over money. How many churches have been started? How many Christian schools have been started at a financial loss? Because it doesn't make financial sense. And that's okay, because your aim is your family. Your aim is the cross. Your aim is the memories. And that's okay. But I will tell you, those grandchildren will grow up and they didn't know they had a grandma, or they felt that grandma resented them. They're going to build a lie in their head, and they're going to find evidence their whole lives. And they're 40 years old at a negotiation table, and they have a family of their own. And some guy pisses them off at work, and they play victim, and they go, they go lawyer up, or they get into drugs or homosexuality, and they self-sabotage. Whatever the situation is, it shows up. It shows up in your adulthood. I know, because it happened to me. It happened to me. So not that I had a bad parental upbringing. I love my parents. They did the best they could. But if you need to move and it doesn't make financial sense, but it makes great family sense, do it. Do not look at your home as an investment. It is an investment. We can borrow against it. We can loan against it. We can sell it. We can rent it out. We can Airbnb it. There's a lot of options you can do with your real estate. But just some things when it comes to church and your family, it's not going to make financial sense. It really isn't. And actually, I'm going to bring on somebody, not today, but in the future. The story of Nest Hockey Academy, where my son goes, it really is a compelling story, an amazing story that really touches my soul, because they did just that. They have irrigation business, successful, they're profitable, and they took all those profits and that lifestyle, and they built a Christian school. Yeah, it's a great hockey academy, but at the core of it, it's a Christian school. And it doesn't make financial sense. And they're blown up here locally. They want to come into a boarding situation. They want to add more sheets of ice, and I want to help them. And I'll bring Russ and Leanne on, and it's going to be an amazing story how they're fighting the prison system, public school system, how they're fighting the nasty narrative that has been injected into us in our academia curriculum. They're fighting against it. And these are the people that we need to rebuild America. Embrace your masculinity, embrace the cross, embrace your values, embrace hard work, embrace discipline, and that there is power in pain. Pain is a pathway. You only grow when there's pain involved. Tell me one person that has grown from the couch. Tell me one person that has grown when they're comfortable. And so that's avoiding pain is actually anti-masculine. You actually become feminine. You should embrace the pain, because in pain there's growth in all things. More so self-inflicted pain. There's growth in there. Challenge me on it. Tell me where I'm wrong. Speaking of which, you probably been asking me, what is that you're spraying in your mouth, Carlos? If you haven't yet, get it. It's the blood cleans. We're breathing all this crap. We're consuming all this garbage. And let me tell you, you probably have seen my skin. You probably have seen how much weight I've lost. I feel better in my 40s than I did in my 30s. My 30s was jacked up, man. I was building Cortez Wealth, building America First Retirement Plan, and I just had me second. I put everybody second. I put the business first over my faith, over my family, over my fitness. And I basically became diabetic type 2 because I gained 80 pounds and my A1C was over 12. I didn't even know what A1C. When I failed my life insurance exam to get $5 million in death benefit, they laughed at me instantly. They were like, as soon as they got my blood report, they're like, yeah, you're cooked. You're going to be dead by the time you're 50 years old. So it was at that point where I realized, wait a second, I need to figure this game out. I'm no longer playing soccer anymore, so I can't just continue to eat what I want to eat. So I became fat and miserable and played victim, blamed it on everybody else except for myself. So I've been on this journey. You understand, I'm really big into peptides. We'll have Jay Campbell here shortly. We're going to be talking about some amazing things that you don't even know that Big Pharma does not want you to know. Get ready for that interview. That's going to be badass. But more importantly, this has 44 plants in it that is very hard to get. And this is an international company, by the way. You literally just take it, and it's all vegetarian friendly, obviously. It tastes like 3-day-old wine. Doesn't taste the greatest, but what it's doing, it's just incredible. Like I've heard people walk away from diabetes. Like they're cleaning out the spike proteins. If you've taken the vaccine, if you've have an injury, like they're giving this to their dogs and their dogs are getting healed. They are, their vision's getting cleared up. Their skin is getting cleared up. Their blood is just, their triglycerides are coming down. People are walking away from diabetic complications. Of course, I can't say is the C word, a cure, because it's not. And this obviously works differently for everybody. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm just saying try it, because the air that we breathe, the acidic drinks that we're drinking, the acidic food that we're eating is terrible. And I don't know if you got resdemivired. I did. I actually found this because I was worried about the complications of resdemivir. I was supposed to die. But here's what I'm thinking is that when God heals you, he heals you, and he doesn't do a half-ass. He actually heals you. So my kidneys, I get I get my blood drawn every 6 months to check out my kidneys and my lungs, and I'm clear as day. I'm in better health than I am when I was in my 30s. But also, having this literally is changing the game. You can buy one on auto ship for like $80 a month. You can buy, what I did was I just went ahead and bought like 3 months worth. You only put 4 sprays 3 times a day. That's it. Take it, put it in your purse, put it in your pocket, put it in your car, put it in your hockey bag, just spray yourself, and just watch how you feel better. You get better rest. You start to breathe better. Things just start working. You're getting your blood cleansed through 44 different plants that they don't want you to know about. They simply don't want you to know about it. So try it. Doesn't taste the best, but you can cancel anytime and just see what it does to you. I've seen people's hair grown better, their nails, their skin. I saw somebody that, they sell a cream called Revive Cream. And I saw somebody had like this hole in their skin, one on their nose, and actually the skin just grew back naturally better and stronger and healthier. People are putting it on their animals, on their dogs, on their pets, and it's just amazing. Like, it's a miracle cream. It really is a godsend. And so the company's mission is a Christian-based company. They actually are willing. They're willing to distribute this, fabricate and distribute it at a loss, because they feel like this is America's response back to, or humanity's response back to, what the crimes against humanity on the vaccine and everything that we've done. Like, maybe you're like me, you got resdemivired, but you're not vaccinated. This is going to help you. It's going to help in many, many different areas of your life. So give it a shot. Go to fixthebloodusa.com, fixthebloodusa.com. Let me know how you like it. Email me. All right. You guys want to learn how to make some money. What's going on in the markets? I'll talk too much, man. I just love what I do. It's a blessing to speak to you guys. It's a blessing to have a podcast. And it's a blessing to look at the markets and have fun with it. Like, legit talk about what is going down. So this is my day trading platform, guys. I want to take a real look at gold. So gold right now is trading at 33.84. If you're day trading it, here's our 4-hour and our daily. It's on an upward trend, as you see. Gold is at 34.01. It reached the all-time high back in April 22nd on a Tuesday. This sucker was really high. Oof. It's at 34. I'm sorry. It's at 35.11. It's at 34.11 right now. And so it could hit this peak right here. However, we're in this we're in just, the VWAP channel here. And there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of unrest. And right now, once it hits this band, it typically comes right back down, like it did here back in April. You saw how they hit this band. It came back down, retraced, but it hit roughly this. This is not a Bollinger Band, but once it hits this middle, typically comes back, comes right back down, hits the other band, and then it just slowly trends up. Now, what you need to understand with gold is that it is a commodity. It is going to be traded. So be extremely careful if you're trying simply just to move your safe money into this. It could be dangerous because it is manipulated like crazy. And we have a lot of waves going on. And so typically I'll put this back up. So you see this one wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the markets are like typically the extension of this wave typically is like 5 to 9. So we have a potential reversal here is what I'm getting at. And if I pull it up, I pull this up in my other indicator. Let's look at gold real quick. This is my moneymaker here. That's Dell. Let's see here. Yeah, man. So check this out. The charts don't lie, baby. So here we are. We are going on a 4-hour. This is my daily. Go back to 4-hour. I like the 4-hour better. So we see that gold is reading this all-time high in this channel. Obviously, the all-time high was back in April 22nd, as I said. And we almost touched it. We almost touched it here again recently in June 13th. But now we are on this downward trend. My traffic lights, long-term and midterm, are showing red. Now, this is converting over. This green. I know there's one more green traffic light, but it very simply could be going to red. We are going to see a sell-off in gold, it looks like. I know this is crazy because people are saying, oh, we're going to go to war. Buy gold, buy gold. The charts say something else, man. So if you have Goldco or some other overpriced company, Birch Gold, you know if they advertise on TV, they're going to hit you up with a 25% minimum, 25% sales charge on the buy and sell. So you're buying it here. You got to make this thing got to go up 25%. So it already dropped from 34.32 down to 33.85. Imagine buying it here, which was, when was this? Earlier this month. Imagine you bought it earlier in June. You got hit with a 25% sales commission. You lost another 20%. Half your money's gone. Literally 45% gone. You better hope this thing goes up 80% to just break even. Don't do that. That is red money, guys. This is what the manipulation starts. So be very careful with the gold. This is why I told all the clients with gold and silver. Silver is the same way, man. Let's look at silver. I got all 3 traffic lights on silver right now. We could see a massive sell-off here. You see my MACD is pointing down. My traffic lights are pointing down. We've seen a little bit of red here where we're starting to get a sell-off. So be careful with gold and silver and precious metals. Just got to be really careful, guys, because it is a commodity. It can go down. And just because we're at war does not necessarily mean it's going to go up. Remember, the dollar went down and gold went down in 2022. You guys remember that? So what are we investing in right now? Like, how are you going to make money in the stock market when we're at war, Carlos? That's a great question. One thing I like looking at is the Qs, the QQQ. Now, when we have the QQQs, here we are. I'm going on a 4-hour, just kind of updating everybody on the Qs. I love this index. It has a lot of volatility, which is great when it comes to green money. And if you're trying to build a retirement quickly and you're younger, I would obviously look at TQQQ because you're going to get double. You're going to get double the returns, double the movement, and that's what you want if you're building. And so the whole goal is if you're starting from scratch, you want to buy here when it hits like 34 and keep on dollar cost averaging. So if you're saving $500 a month, maybe you increase it to $1,000 a month. And now you have times 2 of the NASDAQ. This thing just really cooks when it cooks. We've had a huge reversal. We've basically come back and made everything back on the Qs. But this is not meant for retirement. This is completely at-risk money. This is red money. And I just want you to understand that we're getting a golden cross here. We had one, it went up a good 15%. I think we might see a sell-off here, guys. Like we have red, we have everything pointing down. My indicators are lagging for a reason because I want it to be accurate. And so these indicators are typically lagging. And I know it says bullish power on the right-hand side. That doesn't mean that it's going to go up. It just means that's just one indication of many different multipliers that we're looking at. But as we look at the MACD and the traffic lights and the momentum and the signals, we take all that into evidence and come up with our own basis of where it's going. Now, volatility index is over 20. So if we go to the volatility index, the VIX, we do know this bad boy. Anytime we have conflict, this is going to skyrocket. So as you guys remember, back in April, this sucker went up to 57. Of course, we can't buy the VIX. You got to buy VIXY. But look at this blue cross here. Anytime we get a blue cross, that means it's going to go up. It has a golden cross. It's about to hit that 200-day moving average. So it's warning us that, hey, this is going up. We might hit that 200-day moving average, creating a golden cross. And the reciprocal would be the death cross. And that would be my red box forming. I got a red box here, and then boom. See that? Got a blue box here, went up. Got a blue box here, skyrocketed. Got a red box here, went down. Got a blue box here, went up. So it's not that hard. And so once we start to see more red here, this may turn over. But right now we got a blue box. It could go up. The volatility index, which basically means the stock market is going to go down. And if it does, then looking at some certain things like SQQQ, which is shorting the NASDAQ. I know I spoke about the NASDAQ, but this is on the sell side. Like if you want to make money on a market crash, look at my green bars here. We got a death cross, meaning the market's been going up, but it's posing. It literally is posing at $22 right now to be a great, great asset to own should the market fall off. Even on my daily, I'm starting to get green. The daily's lagging, but typically the 4 hour is more accurate. We need some more 4 hour information to send to the daily, and the daily sends to the weekly, so it's lagging. But from a prediction standpoint, this thing is spot on, man. Like I love how low it gets, and we can literally take advantage of the stock market, like possibly even calls at. Can buy some like 23 calls on SQQQ, hold it for a good month, and God forbid market does collapse, you'd make a ton of money, man. So SQQQ is going to be your baby if you feel the market's going to crash. Now, this is red money. This is not a recommendation. This is for information and education purposes only. Please do not call my office and say, you made me lose money, blah, blah, blah. You told me to buy SQQQ and the market went up. That's on you, buddy. I'm telling you for information purposes only that this is what I'm looking at. I'm not saying I'm buying it right now. I am saying that I'm looking at it and I'm educating that there's a huge opportunity here. All right. So SQQQ, SPXS, which is three times the downside of the S&P 500. Same type of setup as SQQQ, but SPXS, look at that. We got green bars here. You literally could buy this in your Robinhood account. SPXS, you could buy call options at like $6, strike price around, I would say maybe, where are we at? 518. 533. Yeah, you could buy it at like 550. And if the market crashes, you'd make a ton of money if it goes anywhere close to like where it was. So back in April, it was over $10. Holy smokes. So huge opportunity. If you feel like the market's going to go down, the S&P 500 is going to crash. If you're a contrarian investor, you probably want to throw a few bucks in this. Again, not recommendation. Everything on this podcast is meant for information and education purposes only. But this is how you make money in the next market crash. Get your portfolio war ready. Now, what I really want to specify is going back to the Qs. This is the most powerful thing I can offer. Like, let's get down to the nit and gritty, guys. Okay. Now, if anything that says resonates with you, go to CortezWM.com, book an appointment. Let's just have a conversation, is all I'm saying. Let's just have a conversation. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But look, I can look at your portfolio, and within 10 minutes, I can tell you what you're doing good, bad, and ugly. I could tell you all the fees. I could shoot you straight so that you don't have to have that awkward conversation with your current advisor. You're probably thinking, like, how the heck can I hire you? I have to, call it quits with the guy I've been with 15, 20 years. Well, I mean, it's up to you. Like, is your relationship or your retirement more important? That's a question only that you can answer. Now, to ease up the pain a little bit, we simply just move your accounts over electronically, and you can decide if you want to speak to your current advisor or not. That is up to you and your convictions. But most of our clients, countrywide, domestic wide, they're like, dude, I need to move my money because I know the market's going to crash. And we have amazing defensive portfolios that we can grow when the market crashes. One of them is our green money solutions. What I'm extremely, extremely excited about. All we need is volatility. You see, my clients, they win when the market crashes. They win when the market goes up. And they're happy when the market's sideways because they're not getting hurt and they're not paying fees. And we utilize the QQQ as a part of one of our green money solution accounts because check this out. The market goes up and down. However, our clients on the green money side, they're going to make 100% of this index. So year by year, your gains are locked in. Another year goes by. Market crashes, you stay level. And I'm running out of room here. You're that blue line. Market goes up, you go up. Market crashes, you stay level. Stay level. And then market goes up, you go up. And what it does, guys, it actually gives you the opportunity for growth. And I'm able to offer this because I no longer work for the big banks anymore. And when I was a stockbroker, I wasn't allowed to offer safe money accounts that track the same indices that you're invested in. So having this ability to grow with the index, never ever losing, not even paying a fee, because it's not a security. This is not a security. And what this actually does, it literally helps our retirement community, our God-fearing patriots, secure their retirement with an A-rated institution that is America headquartered, that is here in America. You're not calling Bangladesh. You're not calling India and speaking to somebody. Like all these companies are now or outsourcing their call centers, dealing with your money, mind you, to other countries, except for this company and several others that we handpicked because they're America first. They are here, born in America. They didn't vaccinate their employees. They only want to work with God-fearing patriots. They understand our message, by the way. And we want to make sure that your money is protected. So what this looks like typically is I can't use the word guarantee, right? But what I can say is that based on the QQQs, we can make 100, depending on your state, 120%. I've seen as 115, 100. Let's just call it 100% of the actual index. And if you look at the historicals of the NASDAQ, it's yielded over 16.8% the past 45 years. More importantly, the past from 2016 to 2020, it yielded over 108%, the NASDAQ. Imagine getting 100% of it. Guys, there's nothing better I can do to help you protect your principal. It is up to you right now as we go into an uncertain time when there's war at the cusp, when there's problems, not just at the war table, but the macroeconomic level where the Fed doesn't even know what the hell they're doing. They don't know if they're going to lower interest rates, raise interest rates. The banks are crumbling. There's foreclosures on the cusp all over again, 2008. There's 401k pre-penalty withdrawals all-time rise. There's repossessions that are ticking. Still, wages have not keep up with inflation. So now you have credit card debt that's just massive. That's a whole nother podcast in itself. And they're thinking about raising interest rates on people that can't even afford the current rates on their mortgage, on their credit cards, on their cars. So who is America first? Begs the question. Is it the consumer or is it the foreign investors, their values to our detriment? Like the Bible says, test everything, question everything. And so my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. Guys, we need knowledge because the volatility is here. And the time is ticking away on when you can actually do something with your money and actually take advantage of it and be smart. It's biblical to hire people of counsel, to seek knowledge, to hire counsel. The wise hire counsel. So I encourage you, call your advisor up, he or she, whoever they are, and ask them, what are we going to do when the war happens and breaks out here in America? What is the war retirement plan? What is the war plan? And they're going to be like, we're going to stay in it for the long haul. Really? Really? How did that work out in 2008 when you took a cruise May 26 and you came back June 26 and your 401k was now a 201k because the broker didn't have access to a phone to tell you telephonically saying, hey, I want to sell out. The markets are down 20%. Let's go to cash. They couldn't because the law wasn't in your favor. The fiduciary law wasn't even out. Now, we got AI, we got robots, we got day traders, we got things that I was locked up in the hospital dying of a bioweapon, getting resdemivired, and my clients were still safe because it goes even without me. I'm not here behind a computer trading your money 24/7. I have a wife, I have kids, I play hockey, I worship lead at my church, I exercise, I'm talking to clients. Like I have a life. And so you need to have backup systems that protect you. And more importantly, green money is actually set it, forget it, because I'm not managing it. There is institutions that manage it in your favor. They grow when you grow. And God forbid we get CBDC'd and tokenized, which is already here, by the way. They can't touch this. O.J. Simpson literally killed his wife, got away with it, got away with murder, went back to jail, stole his own memorabilia from someone and got locked up. The dude died in jail, was making $50,000 a month because he had a great green money advisor. Now, I'm not saying you're a criminal, but that guy knew something that your advisor or your current situation doesn't know about. And this is what I'm saying. Like, it is time to protect your money. I'm tired of hearing people, oh, well, I only made 4% last year. The stock market was up 28%. What are you doing? You're chilling in bonds? Like, really? Like, let's double your money every 4 to 6 years. Don't even take my word for it. Look at the daggone charts. The charts don't lie. I'm not telling you something that's fabricated. I'm telling you something that's actual factual. Look at the daggone charts. Tell me what the NASDAQ has done over the past 45 years. Why can't you make 100% of that with no fees and no risk? There is no rocket science to this. It is time to protect your money. Like, legit. The stock market will go down. Do you trust the current environment? Do you literally trust what is going on? Because your retirement is at stake here. And I've been saying this for 4 to 6 years on this network and other networks. I'm not some genius. I'm just telling you how it is because of my experience. I've been doing this crap for 21 years. I'm 42 years old. I got a full gray head of side wings. I could go fly and call me Paulie from The Sopranos. Like, this red money has done this to me, but I love it. I'll do it for another 20 years if my wife lets me, but we'll see. But anyways, what I love more importantly is helping you protect your retirement. Give us a call, 813-448-3446. All you got to do is go to CortezWM.com or go to AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com. If you want to support our show, definitely go to FixTheBloodUSA.com. Depending on what you want, they're like $88 a auto ship. Don't just buy. I mean, buy one, try it, see if you like it, then stay on auto ship. And it starts with taking care of your health, cleaning the blood. FixTheBloodUSA.com. I totally recommend it. I'm on it right now. I feel great. FixTheBloodUSA.com. Go there now. And if you would like an appointment when it comes to your retirement, let's get you squared away, my friend. Go to CortezWM.com, or you can call us 813-448-3446. There's so much charts I could show you. But more importantly, guys, it is imperative to get your retirement ready. And if you want to learn how to make money in the stock market, I'll be rolling out some other cool ideas, some options. I'm really going to get diving deep into it, but you just simply got to go to my Rumble channel, Scriptures and Wallstreet. I'm going to be dropping some heat there, some stocks and some options I'm going to be looking at, and it's going to be fun. I love this stuff, guys. And God bless you. I'm out of here. Enjoy your weekend. Hope you enjoy this podcast. God bless you. Bye-bye.